Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Eldercare Academy, our Elite Agent Training Series. I am Adrienne.
And I'm Melanie.
And we are super excited about today's topic. I know that we've been talking about hospital indemnity, I think, every Thursday, but we're excited to bring you a new product today.
Yes, I'm super excited to bring you Manhattan Life. And we have a guest with us today, Mr. Kemp Cole. So,
Good morning, Kim.
Good morning. How's everybody out there?
We are cold.
yes, 16 degrees.
16 degrees here.
Yeah,
That's not fair. It's not supposed to be that way. It's almost spring.
I know.
Hopefully this is the last of it and more beautiful weather is coming soon. I see people still jumping on, so good morning, welcome. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I see some familiar names: Brian, Connie, Luann, Michael, Monica.
Phyllis.
Good morning, Vicki. We're calling you all out. You know the drill. Find the Q&A box. Tell us good morning. Tell us you can hear us, see us. On the Zoom, it's the Q&A box. On Facebook Live, it's just a comment box. So find that so we know you can hear us. We want this to be a conversation. We really, really want you to leave this training this morning feeling confident in selling hospital indemnity plans. And we're even going to do a little plug for another product at the end. So you got to stay till the end to hear about that.
That's exciting.
Anything else to add?
I don't think so. I am ready to go and hear all about this product. And I really want to hear everybody's questions, and hopefully we can answer those all live. And, like she said, have it a conversation. So
yes. And if you're already contracted with Manhattan Life, you most likely have these products already.
Correct.
And you might not know it.
Correct.
Right? You might have got the contract for another product.
For dental, yeah.
Yeah.
And have this product ready to go. And if you don't have it, then we will definitely get you the contracting after our show.
Yes, please reach out to us. We want to help you be successful in selling these products. And without further ado, Kemp, I am passing it over to you.
Well, I'll grab the baton. I'm sure I'm not as competent as you guys are, but I will do my best. So with that, here we go. We'll enlighten you hopefully today on the Hospital Indemnity Select. It's our newest product out there. And Manhattan Life, in case you don't know enough about them, I'll do a little plug on it. Is Manhattan Life is celebrating their 175th birthday this month. So
happy birthday, Manhattan.
That's right. It's been around for a few years. So anyway, that's important to know that they've been around a long time. They're stable. They're privately held, which I think is important to you, the agent and the clients. Being privately held, that means they make decisions what's best for the client. And the client is the agent and the policyholder. And your stock held companies, they make decisions based on shareholder value. So that doesn't always align up to what's best for you. So I think that's a big point with Manhattan. And with that, let's just kind of get started and walk through the product, and then we'll have a Q&A at the end. I want to mention some of our other products, just do a high-level overview of it. We have our home health care policy that's been around for a long time. It's got 2 knockout questions. It's a great product. Pretty much everybody's going to qualify for it. And the prescription benefit makes it very attractive because up to age 70, you can get more back in claims, prescription claims, than what the premiums cost. So that's an attractive policy. Our final expense, nobody can beat my rates on this. And that's a bold statement, but it's true. But your client needs to be average health or better. So a way I put it is for your healthier clients. And then we don't want that. We don't want to end my show yet.
No.
Our cancer, heart, and stroke. It's a great addition out there. And then the dental, vision, hearing select. It pays in or out of network. They don't have to be in network to have coverage. It also covers orthodontics for adults. That's a big selling point. And then the Omniflex, which we've talked about it on your show before.
Yes. Mhm.
That's a really good product. Short-term care, 360 days for nursing home and assisted living. The beauty of this product is it has two-tier underwriting. And so you can get some people covered that don't think they can get covered. It's with a lesser benefit, but they can still get coverage. So, in fact, I helped an agent last week. His client was 68. She had COPD and was on oxygen. She qualified for the tier 2 underwriting. So,
Oh,
um,
something's better than nothing.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. The tier 2 underwriting limits it to $100 a day benefit, but that's $3,000 a month. And so that's pretty good.
Mhm.
But that's kind of give you a quick overview of our other products. We're going to talk about the Hospital Indemnity Select today.
Yeah, and before you continue, Kemp, I just want to put the plug in for our brokers who do have this contract. We are doing a contest this week, but it ends tomorrow. If you didn't see that already, you just have to write one of these apps this week, and you'll be entered into a drawing
Where would they have seen that? Would that be on Facebook?
on our private Facebook group. Yes, or if you're opted into our text messages.
Do my applications count?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Good. Well, love it. Let's we'll go ahead and dive in. Why Hospital Indemnity Select? These are some of the questions that we're going to answer today as we go through the presentation. And so here's the brochure. You have an agent guide. Every product Manhattan has an agent guide. Don't be afraid of it. It should be your best friend. It's written in easy read language, which what that means is a fifth grader should be able to read it and tell you what they read. So I tell you that it's not legalese, where you got to be a lawyer to understand it. It'll have a red flag prescription list. It'll tell you what you cannot insure. So get comfortable with that. It's a great tool. We've got the outline of coverage, and then we got a rate sheet. And one thing I'll plug on this, to figure the rates, I hope you guys are doing the e-application, figuring the quote tool there. That's the best way to figure the rates, in my opinion. These rate books are nice, but they get confusing, and I'm easily confused. So the e-app is an easy way to do it, and that's what I would encourage you to do there. And then the application is pretty simple. We'll go through that here in a little bit. It's your standard application.
Yeah, and if anyone needs any of these materials, just comment your state and we'll get it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So why Manhattan's Indemnity Select? Indemnity means it's going to pay regardless of any other insurance. There's no deductibles. There's no networks. It doesn't coordinate benefits with anybody else. What it says it's going to pay that regardless of whatever else. And then your client can use that money as they see fit. So it's designed to help offset those out-of-pocket expenses. You can dial the policy in to where it'll exactly pay what their out-of-pocket's going to be. Like if they go to the hospital, let's say they have an $8,000 out-of-pocket for under age 65, you can make it $8,000 and they would pay that upon hospital admission. Also, like on a Medicare Advantage, if they have to pay $300 a day or $500 a day, you can dial the policy in to pay exactly what their out-of-pocket's going to be. These are the niches where it fits. Somebody with high deductible, ACA plans are usually high deductibles. Any seniors on Medicare, and this is prime selling season for hospital indemnity. You do a policyholder checkup and just kind of review their coverage. As you review their coverage, you see some holes that they might need help with, and that's where you can plug this in at. Self-employed individuals under 65, that's a really key place where this fits. So I got ahead of myself.
Well, I just look at those bullet points as those should be your target markets for what you need to be doing your
Yep.
marketing for.
Yeah, that's your niche for sure. So 18 to 89, so it's got a broad range of people that you can insure. When it says 18 to 89, I notice that what that's really telling me is you cannot do a child only. You have to have one adult. If one of the kids are 18, then that qualifies as an adult, but you need one adult to get the kids on there. This next point is beautiful, guaranteed issue for 64 and a half to age 70. Doesn't matter what they answer on the health questions, they're going to issue the policy. The rates don't increase as you get older. What that means, it's issue age premiums. So just because you age up into another age bracket, your rates don't go up because of that. So that's a big deal for our older clients that they don't have to worry about it getting priced out of the market. Guaranteed renewable, and then you can insure a single person or a family or husband, wife. Again, I got ahead of myself. I tend to do that. So here we are with the core benefits of the Hospital Indemnity Select. And a way that I view this policy, it's really two policies in one. So the first policy, the way I view it, is age 64 and a half and under. The second part of the policy is ages 64 and a half to 89. And because it works two different ways, depending on what age they are. So if they're 64 and a half or younger, you pay or you pick, based on your client's needs, $50 up to $10,000 for hospital admission. So in other words, the first day they go to the hospital, if they had an out-of-pocket of $8,000, you could make the benefit $8,000. They go to the hospital, boom, it pays $8,000, and then they can apply that money how it needs to be spent. At 64 and a half to 89, this is obviously, it's tailored for Medicare Advantage. A lot of the Advantage plans say you have to pay $200, $300, $400 a day for 3 days, 6 days, 5 days, 10 days. You can dial that benefit in to where it'll cover exactly what that benefit is. And so they don't have to have any out of pocket. Some people will add an extra $100 a day on there because there's always going to be unexpected expenses. And so that's what you just, again, meet your client's needs with their pocketbook.
So we do have a question on here right now. They're asking, is this for inpatient only?
Yes.
Okay.
The benefits we've covered so far, but I'm going to go over some benefits next that are outpatient benefits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but these are the core benefits right here. And then these 4 benefits are a part of the base policy. So they're not riders, they're just automatically a part of the policy. Mental health, if you go to the hospital for mental health, we pay $175 a day. Short duration hospital stay, I don't know why they didn't just write observation care. Everybody pretty much knows what observation care is. So if they're under 65, it'll pay 25% of their daily benefit. So like the example I used, it was $8,000. If they're under 65 and they're going for observation care, it'd pay $2,500 for that observation care. Now, if they're 65 or older, it pays whatever their daily benefit is. So if it's 300, 400, 500, they'll pay that every day that they're in observation care. Urgent care, it's a big deal. Pays up to 6 times a year, $150 a visit. There's your outpatient benefit. And then ambulance, 4 times a year, $200 a trip for them to do that. The urgent care, I see this benefit utilized quite a bit. We've only had it on this policy on the books for about 4 months now, but I've already seen several urgent care claims.
Yeah, normally those are riders for other carriers, so it's nice that these are built into the base. And unfortunately, you know, if you are pairing this with the Medicare Advantage, the odds of a Medicare beneficiary going to the hospital is most likely going to be by ambulance and via ER.
Correct.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
Because the number one cause, if you're 50 or older, is a fall.
Absolutely. Yeah.
50?
Yeah.
That's a little much.
Sorry.
I don't want that.
Sorry.
50.
The odds increase once you
Okay.
know.
Yeah. So that's why a good accident plan to go along with this is a nice pairing. So, and that's I alluded to that just a little bit earlier. Is this is the time for policyholder reviews, a time to review your client's benefits, do an honest review with them, and then offer additional benefits that would help them, such as the policy we're going through today. It could be an accident plan, could be the home health care, but there's other ways you can keep in front of your client. The dental vision hearing, my attitude on it is if you don't sell it to them, somebody else will. And you don't want anybody else in that person's house. That's your client. If you let somebody else in the house, they're going to try to replace your Medicare supplement or Medicare Advantage. And it's a proven fact, the more policies you have in a house, the longer it's going to stay on the books. The renewability is really good. So I digress there. I apologize.
No, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. So these are the 3 optional riders that you can add to the policy. And I'm not going to read them to you. You can pretty much see if they're 65 and older and they want to add a hospital admission benefit, they can do that. Skilled nursing care, you've got 2 options there. In outpatient surgical, you've got an admission benefit for that. So there's the 2 options on the nursing, skilled nursing care. Option 1, you choose your daily benefit and it pays days 1 through 50. You're in skilled nursing care. Now, option 2 is going to be days 21 through 100. So that's obviously designed to go along with a Medicare supplement. And so anyway, again, you're fitting your client's needs with their pocketbook there. Here's the minimum and maximum weight. So based on my personal observation, they're pretty liberal with their height and weight chart. Shouldn't have a trouble with that. They have a male and a female chart. Just giving you a minute to soak that up. And then this is for kids. They do have a separate height and weight chart for them. So that's just pointing that out, really is all I'm trying to do here.
So I have a quick question for you. If you have a client that got in on a guaranteed issue before they were 70 and they took like the least amount of benefits, and then once they got to be, I don't know, 75, wanted to up their benefits, can they just change plans and add that, or do they have to go through underwriting?
They would have to go through underwriting.
Okay.
Yeah, a good question. You can always change down your benefits at any time without a problem. But if you want to upgrade your benefits, if you're outside the guaranteed issue, you would go through the waiting period.
Okay.
Here they have 2.5 pages of uninsurable conditions. Again, this is in the age. Everything I got for these slides is out of the agent guide. So anyway, make this your friend. I think Manhattan lays it out to where you know what they'll take and what they won't take. And because there's no worse feeling than to apply with your client for a coverage and get turned down. So I think they've made it pretty simple to where you know ahead of time whether they'll be accepted or not. They have a rate guide book. I referred to it earlier. I'm not a fan of it, but use the e-app or the quote tool to figure the rates, but you can hand figure it. And that's what this is referring to here. Since I'm not a fan of it, I probably should have made these slides a lot shorter. So it goes through what the options, the riders, and how to figure monthly, quarterly, half year. If we do not take credit cards, it has to be with a check or a bank draft. And it's just telling you how to figure the monthly calculation. You can do direct bill on a quarterly, semi-annual, or annual premium. If it's monthly, it has to be on a bank draft.
That's kind of better for the agent too, to keep them on the books.
Absolutely. Bank drafts renew, I'm going to say 4 to 1 over a direct bill easily. Let's see, guidelines. If you're replacing another product, that's fine. You just fill out a replacement form. The product is guaranteed renewable. So once you get it, you're guaranteed you can keep it as long as you live. Just pay the premiums. If you're doing a husband and wife, you always use the premium of the older applicant. Here's the application. It's a pretty standard application. This is the paper application. On the e-app, the signature is the mother's maiden name. I really like that. They don't have to click on anything or respond to anything. On an e-app, they can read your writing. It gets issued quicker, commissions paid quicker. Just the e-app is the way to go. But they will take paper. So don't get me wrong there. It just takes a little longer to get processed. Here it's just showing you a little more detail. The only thing I would like to point out here is on prescriptions. Really try to make sure that you list out all their medications. They do a prescription check on every application. They don't do an MIB check unless something looks funny. If something's not matching up, they'll do an MIB. They might even do a telephone call just to verify the information to make sure they're getting it right. My point here is just like number one, in the last 5 years, number two, in the last 12 months, always pay attention to the time frame they're asking. If it's been 5 years and 1 day, you can answer no without any problem. And just because you answer yes to that, that doesn't mean that they're not eligible. So don't be worried about those. Are not knockout questions. Again, going through the other health questions. Just in the last 12 months, in the last 12 months, in the last 12, just look at that. If it's been 12 months and a day, you can answer no. Here's the prescriptions I was talking about. Every time you add a prescription, it'll add another line on the e-app. So don't just list them all out there. It's good to match up with what the company comes up with. And then their banking information. Here is a map of where it's currently approved to sell in. And I mentioned it earlier, this is our newest product. So we have a full court press on right now to get it in all the other states. So I just added West Virginia this morning. I'd say on a weekly basis, we're adding at least one state on there. So if your state that you're working in isn't listed, I there's a good chance it will be within the next month.
It's good to know.
So that's really about it. I should have. We have 20 launched now. I should have changed that. Talking about Manhattan 2.0, I think our website is probably one of the easiest. It's like an Amazon shopping cart. I'm an end user, so I'm the last guy there. Don't ever ask me any technical questions because I don't know. But if I can tell you it's easy, it's easy. And on the agent resource portal, they have training that you can do 24/7. It's recorded trainings on every product that we offer. So be sure and take advantage of that. You can order supplies. They have little 1-minute videos that you can use on your social media, attach it to an email. It's just like a 1-minute, here's a little bit about the product, whet your appetite, and but you got to call me if you want to know more. So good stuff. This is just some background information. If you needed help, any support, there's those people. Eldercare is your first line of defense, and they do a great job. But if you needed something beyond that, those are some numbers. On claims, you can go to Google or Apple Store and you can download our app and you can register that app, and then you can actually take a picture of a claim and send it in.
Wow.
So they've made it really easy. Yeah.
I was going to ask if you guys had a mobile app.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's new. And but you can send it snail mail, you can fax it in, you can go to Manhattan's website, upload it there, or you can use the mobile app. So
Okay. And since you're talking about claims, we had a question, of course, asking how quickly are they paid out and if they're direct deposited back into the account.
you have the option to direct deposit it to your account, which to me is a smart way to do it. Claims are normally, it depends on pre-existings, but let's say that pre-existings aren't an issue. I'm going to say most claims are processed in 4 to 5 business days. If it's a prescription claim, like on the home health care, I see those processed in a day. They're pretty quick.
Yeah, that benefit on that product is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We do an annual trip. This happens to be the qualifications for these 2 trips end in about 8 days. So if you're not already, yeah, but they do some great trips. The chairman's trip is for the high performers, and the president's club is for the solid performers. And Vancouver, I think I'm going to go on that trip. Hopefully I've got quite a few people, but they're always first class trips. The thing I like about them, they only have one meeting. You're there for 4 days, and they have one meeting that lasts about 2 hours, and the rest of the time it's your time. Do whatever you want, and they give you a per diem per day money to go do whatever you want with. So they definitely do it upright.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and that is it.
Wonderful. So we need to open it up for questions. And
Yes, thank you so much, Kim. We are going to open it up for questions. So anyone still on the training, please get those questions in. I know there's a lag sometimes, so we'll wait and see what questions you have. Thanks again, everyone, for being on.